Sacrifices in the industry. This is the real and sadistic angle the media won't tell you about the Rich Homie Quan case. The connection with Young Thug and Quan goes way back, but I'ma keep it short. After being a great duo, they had some issues business and streetwise which caused tension and led to Quan's people being targeted and attacked on multiple occasions.
I'm a Mason. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
I'll get into Young Thug and his sacrifices, and why I think this is a thug sacrifice later, and maybe even make a whole video on it. He'll also show you the gematria connections that completely piece everything together to expose what's going on.
Couldn't keep up with him. If you're unfamiliar with the number system used, it's called gematria, a numerical code used in the occult from Kabbalah in which many celebs study. On the screen now. A equals 1, B equals to C equals 3, etc. If you don't believe it, don't worry. The elite do, and so does his boyfriend Diddy.
Of music, science, art, mathematician, the actual numbers and codes that goes into it. And so when they talk about the top 5, all of those cats got a special code, you know? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I couldn't even, I didn't know. It's clear the work you put in, you're in my official top 5.
But check this clip.
I think it's safe to say something very fishy is going on here. When Thug first got locked up, Lil Keed died maybe a week or 2 later. And now as this trial is starting to come to an end, because the new judge said that she wants this trial to be over by February of next year, now all of a sudden Rich Homie Quan is dead. So something is not making sense right now. And it seems like that Rich Homie Quan somehow became expendable, and that another soul has been collected.
Now, we spoke about yesterday that Rich Homie Quan had died at the age of 34 when his hit single on his debut album and only studio album had a song featured on it called 34. So we talked about that yesterday. Today, now Rich Homie Quan is 33. Let's dive right into this and see what's going on in this situation, man. Because like I said right here, if you Google Rich Homie Quan, it still says that he's born in 1989, October 4th. That puts him at 34, right? The New York Times reported him dead at 34. NBC News 4 hours ago says he's 33 now. So they're actively doing a switcheroo. They're actively trying to change his age like they did Chadwick Boseman. I guess they figure it's too obvious that he made a song called 34 and now he's dead at 34. Just like Chadwick Boseman died at 42 when he was in the movie 42, starring Jackie Robinson at Where's the Number 42. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman died on Jackie Robinson Day in 2020. So I guess they figured that was too obvious. So sometimes they do change the ages around to try to throw you off. It's too late because all your other partners, they haven't got on board yet. Famous birthdays, his birthday's still October 4th, 1989. It still say 34 years old, famous birthdays. And it's all, these are the questions you have to ask. Is these people been famous all this time? Why is it when they die, now it's some confusion on what their birthday was this whole time? Rich Homie Quan's real name, DeQuantes Devontae, first and middle name. DeQuantes equals 34 as he died at age 34. This is why they're changing it. Murder, rapper, both equal 34. Let's talk about the number 33. It's very interesting, man, because we know somebody that was around Rich Homie Quan back in the day, back when he was at the peak of his success. And this person is going through literally trials and tribulations, right? First, Rich Homie Quan also has 3.3 million followers on Instagram right now. Interesting that Masonry, right? We all know that Masonry equals 33, as is the highest degree in Freemasonry. But most importantly, man, Young Thug is also 33 years old. This time, man, when Young Thug equals 33 and his real name Jeffrey equals 33. So it's very interesting, man, the things that's going on in Atlanta, in the Atlanta rap scene right now, at the condition that some artists is in right now, the things that start trickling down around them. Lil Keed done passed away around Young Thug. Young Thug's sister done passed away. Young Thug baby mama got killed at the bowling alley. Now we got Rich Homie Quan dead at 33 when Young Thug is 33 years old. And Young Thug already said that he's a Mason and he beat all his cases. Young Thug was born with 137 days left. 137 is the 33rd prime number. even breaking down Young Thug's birthday, August 16th in the year 91. That breaks down to 115. Now the word Masonic equals 115 in the English language backwards. So it's very interesting that Young Thug's next birthday is on the 11th month, 1st week, and 5th day of Rich Homie Quan's death. But once again, Masonic equals 115. So they're letting you know that this is a Masonic ritual. Young Thug, at the time of Rich Homie Quan's death, Young Thug is 33 years and 20 days old when blood sacrifice equals 332 in the Latin cipher. Now remember, Rich Homie Quan's whole name, DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, syncs right up with blood sacrifice as well. Because now let's talk about Skull and Bones, because once again, man, we got some important puzzle pieces to connect here. Rich Homie Quan died on the 338th day of his age, just like Skull and Crossbones equals 1338 in the Sumerian cipher. Now, if we take his only album, Rich as in Spirit, which came out March 16th, and might I add, man, I forgot who said it, but somebody said that this is Lil Keed's birthday, March 16th, and Lil Keed dead too. But 6 years and 173 days later, after this album comes out, Rich Homie Quan dies when Yale University equals 173. Remember, Yale University is the home of Skull and Crossbones. So with that being said, man, it's very interesting that we got this 173. Jeffrey Williams, right? Young Thug's real name equals 173 because Rich Homie Quan died on the 11th month and 2nd day of his age when the Brotherhood of Death equals 112. And that's another name for Skull and Bones, is the Brotherhood of Death. Well, it's very interesting, man, that Young Thug's birthday is also on the 11th month and 12th day of Rich Homie Quan's death, when Young Thug equals 1012 in Latin, and his real name Jeffrey equals 1102 in Latin. And we know in numerology rules, zeros have no value. So we have 112, man. We have 112. So we have Young Thug connected to this Skull and Bones ritual as well. But come on. Because Jeffrey Lamar Williams, Young Thug's whole name, equals 322, just like Skull and Bones. Rich Homie Quan died on a day leaving 117 days left, when his real name, DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, equals 1107 in reverse satanic. Now, Yale, which is home of Skull and Bones, Yale University was established in 1701. Once again, zeros have no value. So when you see these numbers right here, 1107 and 1701, think about how Rich Homie Quan died on this day, and he's an Atlanta rapper. So we have another piece to this puzzle with Gucci Mane's 1017. So now, when you think about him, you'll understand why his artists that passed away die around Skull and Bones as well. Gucci Mane pays tribute to the former 1017 rapper that's lifespan was 320 months and 2 days. 322. This is why Gucci Mane is born on a day with 322 days left. This is why Shawty Lo was born on March 22nd, and he's no longer here. This is why Big Scar that passed away, and his last mixtape before he died was called Big Grim Reaper, which equals 223, the reflection of 322. Skull and Crossbones equals 223. And that's why Big Scar passed away 3 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days before his next birthday. So now we understand why these people that's in the Atlanta rap scene, especially if they was around Gucci, they getting hit with the Skull and Bones, man. They all getting hit with the Skull and Bones, everybody getting knocked off by the Skull and Bones. So these could just be Skull and Bones rituals. They could just be going into the coffin and then coming out, just killing their character. When it's a Skull and Bones death, watch that movie The Skulls. They illustrate that.
The day Lil Keed died, right? May 13th, Friday the 13th. And we take that to Young Thug's birthday. We get 3 months and 3 days, right? That magic number 33, just like Young Thug equals 33, and May 13th, 2022 equals 33. The days left in the year on May 13th, the day Lil Keed died. 232 days remain, just like Jeffrey Williams equals 232 in reverse ordinal, right? American rapper Lil Keed dies at 24 years old. He was 24 at the age of death. Now, if we take the day he died on and we break that up and we add it up, we get 24. Now, Lil Keed's birthday, which was March 16th, right? He died 58 days after his birthday, which Lil Keed equals 58 in English ordinal. Like, come on, man. He came from a Masonic family. His uncle died as a Mason, right?
A solid foundation in the nation. But leaders just start in the basement. My uncle that died is a Mason.
Now you heard that, right? Let's play that one more time just in case you ain't hear it.
My uncle that died is a Mason.
My uncle that died as a Mason.
Oh, very, very suspicious right here. This raises a lot of red flags. We got more numerology to the ritual. Around 3 a.m., Lamar's brother said he found the rapper asleep on the floor near the kitchen counter. Y'all already know they had to add this 3 a.m. in there. So 3 a.m., Rich Homie Quan's brother found him asleep on the floor near the kitchen counter. He advised me, so he's telling this to the police officer, that it was very unusual because he had food in his mouth. He lifted him up and put him on the sofa, the officer wrote in the report. Lamar's girlfriend said she woke up around 6:45 a.m. to get the kids ready for school, not just her son, the kids, and noticed that he wasn't in their bedroom. She spotted him asleep on the couch and left to drop the kids off at school. When she returned home, she saw the rapper was still asleep and she went back to bed. But guess what? She did not say that. But the question we gotta ask, his brother woke up, right? Found him asleep on the floor. That's it. We don't get no details. You know, he woke up when I picked this heavy sleep body up. He didn't say, hey man, I fell asleep, I passed out on the floor. With food in his mouth, mind you, has food in his mouth. We don't get nothing else. All we get is that he found him on the floor with food in his mouth. He lifted him up and he put him on the sofa. We don't get anything else. We don't get that he woke up when he lifted him up. Nothing. He just picked him up, put him on the sofa. He still got the food in his mouth, I guess. Now, mind you, the girlfriend said when, you know, she felt that he was cold and rolled him over or something like that, he was foaming out the mouth. Question we gotta ask is, where is the food that was in his mouth? Did the food fall out his mouth or something when the brother picked him up? It fell on the floor, or did the brother take the food out his mouth? Was he dead already? Was the brother high as hell with him and didn't want to be responsible for it, so he picked him up while he was dead and put him on the sofa and just didn't say nothing so the wife would find him? Or did they both know that he was already dead and they waited 4 or 5 hours to make this look more normal, that when they woke up they would have a story to tell, that they woke up and found him that way? Or was this just something that was completely more sinister, and this is the story that we are getting? Because we wasn't there. We didn't see nothing. We haven't seen, you know, you didn't see a body. You don't know what exactly happened to Rich Homie Quan. And the fact that she didn't say on the 911 call anything about going back to sleep.
The state of Georgia's longest-running trial for his RICO case, which officially began on November 27th of 2023. I bring this up for a reason because, remember, Quan died at the age of 34. His first name equates to 34. He had the track off his debut album titled 34, with him wearing a red jersey with that same number. But what are the odds that Young Thug's trial began on the date, leaving 34 days in the calendar year? But it could also have another connection to Young Thug, as Thug is currently 33 years old and is going through his, major RICO case trial, which has been labeled the longest trial in the state of Georgia. And his birthday, August 16th, leaves 137 days remaining in the year. 137 is the 33rd prime number. 33 is a master number, and of course, most are familiar with its significance within Freemasonry. So this could all be further alluding to maybe a sacrifice for Thug's trial, but again, we're just theorizing here. Plus, as I was wrapping up this video, I spotted 2 more connections that kind of makes me think that the sacrifice for Thug's release narrative could actually happen. Following the longest jury selection in the state of Georgia's history, lasting a span of 10 months, Young Thug's trial began, as we know, on November 27th of 2023. I noticed that it happened to be a span of 283 days from Quan's passing on September 5th, 2024. But stick with me here. Earlier we discussed that November 27th, the start of Young Thug's trial, began on a date leaving 34 days in the year, and we know that Quan passed away at the age of 34 and even had a song called 34 off his debut album. But what are the odds that he released the visuals for that track titled 34 on March 28th, 2018, a date that can be written 28/3 like the number 283? I mean, that's kind of wild if you ask me. Plus, Thug turned 33 exactly 20 days before Quan's passing. The word death equates to 20.
Ritual offerings or ritual sacrifice is one of those rituals done by occultists, and this transcript put out by the authorities points to Thug being involved in just that. A while back, many hip-hop media blogs reported that Young Thug was caught encouraging his gang members to do crimes on a wiretap. In that recorded conversation, Young Thug states some very interesting information that proves Young Thug has performed ritual sacrifices in the past. During a conversation between Young Thug and Kyle Ordi, who's the leader of a set in the Bloods, Thug told Kyle, and I quote, "Sacrifices must be made. Soldiers must fall in order for the battle to be won." Openly, Young Thug was admitting his own soldiers must be sacrificed to win the battle. Thug was admitting to having to sacrifice his own in order to win. Then sometime after stating this, he loses his baby mother and then his artist on his label. These were the sacrifices Young Thug was talking about. Just a few days back, it was reported that one of Young Thug's co-defendants were in the process of ritually offering a goat when the police arrested him. It was all apparently caught on body cam.
That is the guy who was doing the goat sacrifice ritual, basically trying to connect to the spirits. Then it goes on to say, Thug's lawyer asserted that he sees no lawful, admissible, proper purpose to insert Mr. Stillwell's religious service/beliefs into Thug's trial, so therefore he wants the information removed. So it says, unclear Stillwell practices voodoo, but according to a journalist who is covering the YSL RICO trial, he claimed in a tweet that during these animal rituals, worshippers wear all white and sacrifice goats in an effort to bring forth Loa, which Loa basically represents a spirit, which that spirit helps to run the universe and can grant blessings. Crazy, right? So, we all know Thug has participated in a lot of, imagery, satanic imagery in the industry. We've had pictures of Thug up on this channel, and him being in Freemason lodges, and everybody's already seen and heard when he said, "I'm a Mason, I beat all my cases," blah blah blah. We already know Thug is a Mason, and like I said, he has a lot of satanic imagery in some of his videos that he's done throughout his career as an artist. And Thug knows very well about what these kind of people are into. You know, if someone this close or that was once that close to Young Thug participates in these kind of voodoo rituals, voodoo sacrifice rituals, in order to gain power in this world, basically, then you already know Thug knows about it. You know, he's deep in the industry, and I'm sure he's seen and been a part of a lot worse, or, you know, he wouldn't be where he's at in the industry to this day. I had to kind of just pull up an article and go into this Loa spirit a little bit more when it kind of talks about Haitian voodoo and the practice of animal, goat, sacrifice in general in order to become possessed by these certain spirits. It says in Haiti, voodoo believers pray and perform animal sacrifice to feed and beckon the spirits. Then they dance until the spirit takes over their bodies, and it's said heals them or offers advice. And then, like, the practice of dancing until you're possessed by a spirit reminds me of Michael Jackson. You know, go back to my Michael Jackson video. We talked about those Corybant spirits that used to possess Michael Jackson when he would dance. Now, I don't know if these spirits tie into each other, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's all pretty much the same thing, right? This article kind of just goes on to go into the history a little bit about these voodoo rituals and how their ceremonies begin with a Roman Catholic prayer. They play certain rhythms. They dance around a tree. They move faster and harder with the rising pulse of the beat. The priest draws sacred symbols. In the dust with cornmeal and rum is poured on the ground to honor the spirits. They say it's an honor to be entered and ridden by a Loa, or spirit. In Haiti, these rituals are commonplace. Voodoo is a dominant religion, which a lot of people are aware of. But I figured we use this video just to kind of go down and cover a little bit of it as well, right? So it says voodoo, meaning spirit, may be one of the world's oldest ancestral nature-honoring traditions. Now, these people believe that these spirits run the universe and can give them advice and heal them and grant them certain blessings in life that they cannot achieve on their own. There's also, they sacrifice a sanctified chicken or other animal to the Loa. Participants then ask the spirits for advice or help with problems. More than half the requests are for health. It is said that the Loas sometimes communicate prophecies, advice, or warnings while the believer is possessed. Other messages are sent through the priest or priestess, or sometimes come later in dreams. These disembodied spirits are believed to become tired and worn down and rely on humans to feed them in periodic rituals, including sacrifices. This also sounds like Molech, the god of children sacrifices. Kind of goes hand in hand. It's not the killing of the animals that matters. It's the transfer of life energy back to the Loa, which is the spirit.
But I want to point out this artist who's actually signed to Rich Gang, and he goes into detail about it a bit.
Opinion, from what you've seen, what you've experienced, does this exist? Does this really happen in the music industry? Demonology, Satanism, sacrifices, things of that nature.
I mean, I don't really know if that happens. Like, to be honest, I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like it's probably some rappers that worship Satan, and you know, if it's some rappers that do voodoo, probably, you know. So
when it comes to demonology, Satanism, things of that nature, have you ever seen that while you've been in the music industry?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. Like a rapper that worships Satan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you able to shed some light what you've seen or how you've seen that?
I don't really want. Cause like I fuck with them.
That's no problem.
Yeah. And I don't want, you know.
But it does exist.
Yeah. The devil real, bro. The devil real, God real. You know what I'm saying? So of course it exists.
Coming up here,
tell you some shit, you know what I'm saying?
not like the people that peed
The
on themselves.
spiritual world is real. I cut fucking chickens and goats, nigga, and that's how I beat the case if you really want to know.
Wait, say it again? Say it again? Say it again?
I cut chickens and goats if you really want to know. That's how I
Santeria,
beat
make
the
some
case.
noise for being voodoo. Voodoo people.
In a nutshell.
Right? Because remember when he took this picture and he put it on Instagram? He put it on Instagram 33 days after she died. And that was his first post since she had died. He didn't put up a picture to remember her by, like, damn, baby, I remember all the times we shared together. Bro, these motherfuckers don't care about nothing. This the first picture that you come back with is her blood on your body? Symbolically, right? Not literally. You don't post her with the kids? Nothing. Young Thug's baby mama died on March 17th. Now, if we take the properties between March 17th, 2022, we get 62. Then they told you she got killed over a dispute of a bowling ball, right? Bowling ball equals 62 as well, as the sacrifice in the same cipher. Sacrifices, they put this shit right in front of y'all face, right? Sacrifices which Young Thug featured on, right? I made sacrifices, I've been balling ever since. What kind of sacrifices? Right? Because in the first verse, Drake says, I wrote this shit January 21. January 21. If you write that out in numerical form, January 21, 121, just like blood sacrifice 121. Everything they do is by the numbers. They just putting this shit in front of your face because they don't think you gonna get it. And then it's like, well, we told you what we was doing. So it erases their karmic debt in their eyes, in their beliefs. Because they told you, now it's like they rubbed their hands off. They rubbed their hands with it. Because they told you that they was doing this shit. Right? Then they even say in the song, I made sacrifices, I've been balling ever since. That's them double speaking with you. See, they're not gonna tell you specifically what kind of sacrifices. They just gonna say it and let your mind wander. So you gonna think they talking about sacrificing their time, all the effort that it takes to be in the position that they in. No, these niggas talking about blood. Now the thing about this song, the day that this song was released, right? It was released March 18th. Now remember, Young Thug was featured on this song, Sacrifice. Isn't it crazy? 5 years later, his baby mama would die the day before this song dropped. So on the anniversary of this song dropping, she dies the day before that. Then when a motherfucker wake up in the morning and play the song, I made sacrifices, now I'm balling ever since. He probably played this song in the morning when he woke up after he heard that she died. The day after. Like, come on, man. Everything these people do is by the numbers. It's his baby mother. So Lakeevia Jackson shot and killed. Right? Shot and killed. Lakeevia Jackson, same numerology. Right? Bowling ball. Then they said she died over a bowling ball. Like, they just be making up shit now. Like, I've never seen somebody like get so mad over a bowling ball. Like, it's like 7 bowling balls on that little rack. Bro, just grab another bowling ball. Like, this is the shit that they just tell you. It's just so like, it's just so stupid the shit they tell you sometimes. Like, bowling ball, but this is why they chose that though. Bowling ball and sacrifice, we get the same numerology. So they're making up the story to fit the numerology, right? Once again, Lakeevia Jackson. Lakeevia Jackson equals 44 in full reduction. And we seen that with the last video, that 44, they use this number 44 a lot in sacrifices, right? Young Thug's birthday, August 16th, 1991, also equals 44, as well as Georgia, where he was born and where his baby mother died, right? Georgia equals 44 in that same cipher. This post, which was April 19th equals 44. Jackson, her last name, and Young Thug's birthday, once again, 44 in the same cipher. Reverse full reduction. We get into full reduction, reverse full reduction, right? Reverse full reduction. Once again, Lakeevia Jackson, 91. We get 91. Mother of Young Thug's son, right? Mother of Young Thug's son, which is Lakeevia Jackson, equals 91, right? 91. They shared a teenage son. Teenage son equals 105 and 48. Just like Young Thug, 105 and 48. Like I said, man, these people, they do this shit by the numbers every time. It's not hard to figure these people out. Jeffrey, his real name, and March 17, 2022, the day his baby mother died, 39. April 19th, in full reduction, 39, the day he came back to post this mockery picture that I don't know how people don't get it. These have to be bought.
He has a very interesting thing that he left behind right on his Instagram. Right? The only picture on his Instagram is a picture of him posing for an album cover, and on that album cover, he's covered in blood. How blatant does this stuff have to be? He's literally telling you that the blood is on him. You're hearing the things that you're hearing about, these people that keep passing away around Young Thug. He's letting you know that the blood is on him. The day that he posted this on his Instagram, because this album has not come out yet, he put the picture out just to, you see what I'm saying? Y'all ready? You see what I'm saying? Y'all ready for this album? You see what I'm saying? It never came out yet. But if we go by the day that he released this picture to the day that his sister passed away, we get 48 weeks, just like Young Thug equals 48 in the full reduction cipher. Also Illuminati equals 48 as well. Now, it's interesting with that number 48, right? Because I told you it was a specific reason as to why she passed away on that day and not on a day that would make it the 322. Because Angela Greer, right? Young Thug's sister passed away on the 84th day of the year, you know, the reflection of 48. So they have their own specific reason. It's a whole, their own little specific reason as to why, you know, they do the things that they do on the day that they do.
As to a negotiated.
I take.
We doing? Oh, you talking about what we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, basically just trying to, you know, keep the infrastructure, man, in the world. You know, these folks won't keep taking advantage of our people, man. We got too many people that been, you know, down bad by the same system that's been oppressing.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is. You know who it is, man, with my brothers, man. Brother Bray, Brother Taz. Y'all already know where we at. You know what I'm saying? Fulton County, man, we supporting our brother. You know what I'm talking about? Thugger, you know what I'm saying? No other choice. So we stand on what we are. We stand on our square for this brother, all right? So y'all keep him lifted. Y'all keep him in prayer. Homie coming home, all right? Trust me.
Sooner than what you think.
Sooner than what you think. We right here, so it ain't no games. You know, we don't know all the details. So don't be asking us who to just pray for him. All right?
Straight up.
Just pray for him. Boom.
Let me play a short clip from my old video from 2022 where I predicted exactly what ended up happening. I believe that Young Thug being a Mason will most definitely benefit him when it comes to this situation. Masons always look out for other Masons. There's a lot of powerful people in law that are there because they're a Freemason. The fact that Young Thug is a Mason, it wouldn't be surprising to me if he just gets all his charges thrown away, or maybe he takes a plea deal with a very light sentence. As you heard for yourself, back in May 2022, I stated that Young Thug would either have his charges dropped or he would get some sort of plea deal with a light sentence. Now you may be asking, how did I know this was going to happen? I'm not a fortune teller and I didn't see the future. I know this because of my investigation into Freemasonry. Freemasons always look out for other Masons, and like I proved over 2 years ago now, Young Thug is a Freemason. This is something he actually admits himself openly. He actually stated out of his own mouth that he is a Mason, and he beats all of his cases in this old clip.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases. I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
In this clip, you can clearly hear Young Thug confess his Masonic alliance, admitting that he is a Mason that beats all his cases. I have plenty of proof that Young Thug is 100% a Freemason. Number 1, he literally said it out of his own mouth. Number 2, he took pictures inside of a Masonic lodge while he attended a Masonic meeting. Here is Young Thug in the Masonic lodge during a meeting holding up a Masonic certificate with the rest of his crew. There are several photos of Thug in the lodge. In this photo, he's holding up the Masonic certificate while doing the Masonic hidden hand pose, a pose that represents a Master Mason. In this photo, he is doing a Masonic grip with another member. A Masonic grip is a secret Mason handshake. In this photo, we see Young Thug signing a Masonic certificate. On top of all of this open as day proof, he also uses Masonic imagery in his music videos. In this music video with Lil Uzi Vert, we can find every Masonic symbol you can think of. He has the owl, which is a symbol used by Masons to represent wisdom. He also depicts the one eye symbolism, which represents the eye of Horus, another prominent Masonic symbol. He also shows the checkerboard floor, one of the main symbols used by Masons to represent duality. He also shows the pentagram and other occult symbols in this video. On top of this, it was revealed in court that when one of Young Thug's co-defendants were arrested, they were in the middle of a ritual sacrifice, performing an occult ritual by sacrificing a goat. Maybe asking, how does Thug being a Mason helps him get out of prison? Well, Masons literally take an oath that they must help their fellow Masonic brothers whenever they can. If you didn't know by now, most powerful lawyers and judges are members of the Freemasons. That's how so many high-powered people always avoid jail no matter how guilty they look. It's not just money, it's money and connections, specifically Masonic connections. In my opinion, I feel that Young Thug's arrest was connected directly to what he was doing before he got arrested. Right before Thug got arrested, he announced his new album that depicted him on the album cover covered in blood. Like I mentioned back then, this was a ceremonial ritual representing being reborn through blood. Right after Thug announced his album, showing himself covered in blood, he gets arrested. Now that he's been released from jail, he is reborn. Now, he can no longer be the old Young Thug. He has to be a brand new man. To most people who don't understand the occult and symbolism, they might think that this all sounds like nonsense. They don't understand how the world truly operates. There's an entire spiritual world that operates in the background, a world the Freemasons and other occult organizations work hard to keep hidden. By arresting him, and he essentially beating the case, all they managed to do was make Young Thug an even bigger star. Now the fans will praise him even more, and he's only going to become bigger and bigger. This is how Young Thug leveled up to the next level. People are always wondering why our world is so damaged nowadays. It's because of the Masons and puppets like Young Thug. They are promoting morals that are designed to destroy your soul.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.